Hello and welcome you once again in this new session of Civics. In today's topic, we will read about the fundamental rights and the fundamental duties of Indian citizens. Part 3 of the Indian Constitution has laid down that six fundamental rights for the citizens of India. So we have our fundamental rights and the number of fundamental rights are six. Article 12 to 32, it contains these rights. These rights are the basic rights which each of our citizens of India is entitled to enjoy. These rights are enforceable through the courts of law, and the demands of the rights were made for the first time by the Nehru Committee in 1928. On the report of the 1928, Nehru regarded the fundamental rights as an conscience of the constitutions. And the fundamental rights are the Indian Constitution laid down the five fundamental rights which are right to equality, right to freedom, right against the exploitation, right to the freedom of the religions, cultural and educational rights, and right of the constitutional remedies. So see, these are the six rights which we enjoy in our country. First one is right to equality from Article 14 to Article 18. In Article 14, it was guaranteed equality before the law, meaning of all the citizens enjoy equal protection of law. So Article 14 says that all the Indian citizens are equal in the protection of law. Article 15 prohibits the discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, gender, community, and also allowed every citizens of India they have a right to enter into the hotels, shop, and other public places. Everyone has a right to enter in the hotels. Article 16 it guarantees that equality of the opportunity to all the Indian citizens is matter of government job. That means each and everyone has a right of equality to get the job in a government offices. Article 17 it abolishes the untouchability of India, and any persons indulging in the practice of untouchability will be punished by the law. And Article 18 it prohibits the states from confirming the title except military and the academic titles. It also prohibits any Indian citizens for receiving any title from any foreign country. Then right to freedom, it's from Article 19 to Article 22. Article 19 has a guarantee of six types of freedom. And what are these freedoms? It's a freedom of speech, a freedom to assemble peacefully and without any arms, freedom to form unions, association, freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India, and freedom to reside and settle anywhere within the India. You can live any part of this country, and you have a freedom to practice any profession or any occupation, trade or business. You can do any type of business, any trading, any profession in any place from this country. In Article 20, it's the Right of Information Act 2005, and this right has enabled Indians to obtain any information from the government offices. Article 20 also provides the right to the protection in respect of the conviction of the offense. No person shall be convicted for any offense, and no person shall be punished more than once for the same offense. He will be accused and to be forced to be a witness against him or himself or herself. And Article 21, Article 21 has guaranteed protection of the life and the personal freedom of any Indian citizen. Article 22 gives certain rights. Article 22, it gives the certain rights to any person arrested under the ordinary circumstances, in which he have to be present before the DM, district magistrate, within the 24 hours after his arrest. Right to education, it's a right for each and every citizen of India. It's an Article 21A. It has laid down the right to education, and this right became effective from 1st April 2010, where it states that free and compulsory primary education up to the age of 14 must be provided to all the citizens by the government, and under this article provision for providing midday meal to the children also been created. That means at the age of, up to the age of 14, it is compulsory to get the education, and each and every student will get midday meal from the government. Right against exploitation, it's Article 23 to 24. Article 23 has prohibited forced labor of human trafficking. It has been declared as an punishable offense. Where, and in Article 24, it prohibited the employment of the children that is below age of 14. They cannot work in a factory, mine, or any hazard work. Right to the religions, that is Article 25 to 28, in which Article 25, Article 26, Article 27 and Article 28. In Article 25, where it has been guaranteed every citizen of India the freedom of conscience to believe, practice and preach any religions. They have a right to accept any religions according to his or her choice. Article 26 says that every Indian citizen has a right to set up and maintain any religious institution. It doesn't mean that if you are a Hindu, you cannot build a mosque. Each and every person has a right to maintain any religion institutions. Article 27 declared that the government cannot collect tax from any religious institution. And Article 28 has stated that government aided school or colleges cannot impart any religious institution or any instruction. Cultural and educational right. It is Article 29 and 30. In 29, Article 29, it is guaranteed that minorities the right to maintain their distinct language, script and culture. They can talk they are allowed to talk their own language, their script and culture. And Article 30 has allowed the minorities to set up and administer their own educational institutions. Right to constitutional remedies. This is very important. The right enables the citizen to India to appeal to the Supreme Court or a High Court whenever the fundamental rights are violated. The court issues writs like habeas corpus, mandamus, quo warrant, prohibition, and certiorari in order to enforce the rights. Here, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar termed this right as the soul of the Constitution. So, right of the constitutional remedies is also known as the soul of the Constitution. This right cannot be suspended except as they prohibited by the Constitution. And the fundamental duties are, we know that we enjoy the rights, but there are some duties also. And these duties should be followed by each and every citizen of India. That to follow the constitution and respect the ideals of the institutions. We should respect our national symbols like national anthems and national flag. We should respect and incorporate the ideals which were very base of our freedom struggle, to protect and promote the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, to provide defense and national services when called upon during the hour of crisis. Then, to promote harmony and brotherhood among all Indians irrespective of linguistic, religious and religious diversities. The value and the preserve the rich heritage of the Indian culture, to preserve the natural environment of India like forest, rivers, wildlife, and to have a compassionate outlook towards living things, to protect public properties and to avoid violence. This is very much important. We must protect, we value our rich heritage, we must develop the spirit of inquiry of reform, we must protect the public property, and for every parents and guardians to provide opportunity for the education to his or her child from the age of 6 and 14. So we have read about the rights and about our fundamental duties. Rights like right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religions, cultural rights, and right of constitutional remedies. And all this has been mentioned in Article 12 to Article 32. So that's all for today's session. Read this chapter very well, follow this video, and take care of your health.